Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks did their roster reconstruction in the offseason by adding Klay Thompson, picking up Quentin Grimes and signing Najee Marshall. While Thompson's production has waxed and waned this season, Grimes and Marshall have been valuable additions on both ends of the floor. Kyrie Irving is flirting with a 5-0, 4-0, 9-0 season, and Luka Doncic has rounded into MVP form after returning from a wrist sprain. Dallas looks every bit as solid as people expected them to be after reaching the NBA Finals a season ago, and quite frankly it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that they do nothing at the trade deadline. But players of Butler's caliber don't become available every day, and if he puts you on his list, you have to at least think about the possibility. But similar to the Warriors, a trade to land Butler for the Mavericks wouldn't be easy. And it makes less sense for Dallas than it does for Golden State. Getting Butler would cost the Mavericks practically all the depth they spent time cultivating over the last several years, and as good as Butler is, having a top-heavy roster with zero depth typically only gets you so far. Houston Rockets. The Rockets are perhaps the most intriguing team on this list. No one expected them to be sitting third in the Western Conference with a little over a quarter of the season in the books. But they've been the surprise team of the season due to a standout year from Jalen Green, continued emergence of Alperen Sengun and the steady guidance of veteran guard Fred VanVleet. Ime Udoka should get heavy consideration for Coach of the Year, as the Rockets are on pace to return to the playoffs after a 4-year absence. Houston has been patient in its rebuild, using the draft to select young talent with upside and bringing in quality veterans to give this team balance. This past summer they were rumored to want to trade for Kevin Durant, indicating they're ready to sit at the grown-ups table after several years of losing. Unlike the Warriors and Mavericks, the Rockets can pull off a trade for Butler without giving up too many key rotation pieces. It's unclear what the Heat would want in return for Butler, but assuming they'd want to retool instead of full-on rebuild given the rest of the roster, perhaps someone like Jabari Smith Jr. could be on the trading block. The Rockets have a swath of young talent, and while Smith has shown promise in his 3 years, he's averaging a career-low 11.5 points a game while shooting just 43.1% from the field. If the Rockets plan on making the duo of Green and Sengun their core of the future, as well as second-year small forward Amen Thompson who has shown great promise this season, then parting with Smith to add Butler may be the move. The Rockets could fill out the rest of that trade package with veterans like Steven Adams, Jeff Green and add in Dillon Brooks as well. That is, of course, if the Rockets think Butler is the right fit for this team to unload all those assets. Butler would add to the stout second-ranked defense the Rockets already have, and give Houston another weapon on offense, especially in clutch situations. But this is one of those situations where Houston has to decide if trading for an aging all-star right now is the move they want to make. This core has been so impressive already, and if Butler is already planning on becoming an unrestricted free agent this summer, which ESPN has already reported as his plan, then it wouldn't make sense for the Rockets, or any other team on this list, to give up a lot of assets when they could try to sign him outright in 2025.